There we go, guys. I found this game. I think it's a very instructive one. It was the one with whistle. Yeah, I know. I see it now, guys. Even the opening is very instructive. And here I did something wrong in the opening, and I'm curious what I did wrong. Bishop d2, it's a very sharp line, which according to Fodor is pretty good for white, at least from a practical viewpoint. And also I think objectively white will have a tiny edge in the main lines. So it's some really sharp stuff. Here bishop e2 is the main move, but knight e2 is possible as well. Queen takes g2, bishop f3 is terrible. I think knight a6 is the main move. Here bishop a5 is the main line. White is actually threatening checkmate with queen d8, and here the main move for black is of course b6, preventing the checkmate. And it's very funny how in this position, guys, instead of moving the bishop on c3, white goes queen d6. The idea is that if black becomes too greedy and takes on a5, then there is the move rook d1. This should be good for white, though it's some very sharp stuff here as well. Yeah, I should have a look at this again, but this is supposed to be good for white if black takes an a5. This is a very crazy and sharp opening because white is a pawn down, but on the other hand, look at this dark squared bishop. It's using the weak dark squares. Black has a lot of pawns on light squares, which are the same color as black's bishop, black's light squared bishop, which means that black is very weak on the dark squares, and white even has a dark squared bishop to use this fact. So this opening is really dangerous, and here this should be good for me. But I definitely should check out the move f6 more thoroughly because I've never seen it before. And yeah, apparently I should have gone rook d1. It's very hard to know what the difference is between long castles and rook d1. Hi, you're back. When is the simul gonna end? The simul is over, but I'm just analyzing the last game I played. I managed to draw it, but I think we will learn a lot from having a look at this game. Yes, when I will analyze a couple of the games played in the simul, then I will accept your challenges, Emaroof 606. Okay, when castles here. Yeah, why does rook d1 preferred? What's the idea after the move e5 that I don't have after long castles? Okay, here b6 as well, I suppose. Bishop c3, and then... Yeah, I don't think there's a difference between rook d1 and long castles. I don't think there is a significant difference. I guess the only thing is that I can't go knight f3 as the bishop on e2 would be hanging. So maybe that makes some difference. I don't know, though, how big of a difference it makes. But yeah, there is a point that I can't go knight f3 anymore. This is some really sharp stuff here. It's very hard to evaluate these positions. I'm a pawn down, but I have a very nice dark squared bishop potentially, and my opponent's king is a bit exposed, so I don't know who's better and why here. Wow! Knight takes e5, I missed the shot. What's the idea after pawn takes e5, queen takes e5? Okay, let's say... What would a human play? Human could try something like rook he8. Bishop e2, okay. Queen g6. Then there is bishop h5, wow. Wow, guys. Wow, but knight takes e5. This is definitely something I should remember. Am I also allowed to challenge since you can play several games at the same time? Chess logic, maybe we could try that. No, but I would prefer it to be slightly faster, to be honest. I mean, 5 plus 5 takes too much time. So honestly, Nightbot or Chess Logic, I'd prefer to have a slightly smaller time control. Wow, but knight e5 is very incredible, guys. Forcing knight d5. Okay, let's try another human-like move. What else could a human play here? I guess the idea after knight c5 is the same, that you go bishop e2. The idea is, of course, that black doesn't have many squares with their queen. If black moves their queen to, let's say, h4, then white is able to take on g7, king e6, I guess bishop g4 checkmates eventually. Yeah, this would have been a very nice miniature for sure. Challenge, wow, that's kind of funny. Yeah, thank you for creating these commands. Yeah, 3 plus 2 would be good. 3 plus 0 is a bit too little, but 3 plus 2 is nice. No, but we can play 5 plus 5 as well. It's okay, we can play it. It's not a problem. We can play 5 plus 5 as well. But wow, guys, the move knight takes e5. I was thinking about this at some points in the game, but I didn't think about it here. But wow, guys, definitely a motive to remember this knight takes e5 move. And here the idea of bishop e2 seems very strong, distracting the queen on g4 from protecting the pawn on g7. Let's say black tries rook g8, protecting the pawn on g7. Then I guess rook h e1, okay. Say the knight is defended, then f3. This is so artificial, guys, it's so funny. Wow, it's so funny how white has such a strong attack here. And after queen f6 you have rook f4 at the very least, yeah? Which is completely winning. Well, guys, I guess the maneuver of rook e4, rook f4 and black's king is very open. I didn't expect, but okay, it's very important to remember the motive, guys, taking on e5 in these positions and opening up black's king. Yeah, because after I didn't do it, I'm completely lost now, pretty much. And here, wow, wow, I missed. I could just have taken the pawn on e5 with bishop takes e5, guys. That's a pretty embarrassing miss. Yeah, now I'm just much worse, to be honest. I tried c5, but I'm honestly not sure if it's the... I thought I could maybe block this bishop on b7 out and not allow black to play c5, but that didn't really work the way I wanted it to. And here I am much worse, of course, just down a couple of pawns. Wow! Wait, what's the idea? Yeah, e4, guys, unbelievable move. Chess is such a funny game and so pretty as well. The idea is, of course, queen takes e4, there is knight c3 check. A check on the king and a fork on the queen as well. Taking the knight is unfortunately illegal, because then the queen on b4 would give a check to the king on b1. So the king needs to move quite simply, and then just picking up the free queen. Yeah, keep it simple. What an interesting hypothesis. That's funny, Nightbot. Wow, guys, my opponent could have won the game with e4. Incredible. I try to push my h-pawn to create some complications, and here my opponent very strangely gave me a pawn on e4. I mean, he's completely winning, and I see no reason for him to give me the pawn on e4. You have to let it go out. Yeah, that's funny, guys, the Nightbot. Let's c5 here. Yeah, I thought giving a check on e7 could give me some chances for counterplay. And here I actually thought this position was pretty equal, but the computer thinks otherwise. Yeah, it seems as if the computer never likes my play, to be honest. But maybe I'm mistaken, who knows, guys. You can change the Nightbot settings. I can. I'm very bad with technology, I don't know how I would do that though, but I can try. Yeah, now I think it's just equal, to be honest. Yeah, here I think it's just a very equal position, pretty much a dead draw. Then I'm able to trick my opponent a little, I think, and win the pawn on d4. Even though it's a draw, apparently. But of course I want to go for the win as always, so I try to win the game. Only you, since you're the broadcaster. Really. Thank you for the link, Nightbot. Yeah, here I try to go for the win, but here, guys, very important moment after rook f4. I need to play rook a2. This was what I was intending, guys. To put my rook very actively behind the pawn. There's a rule made by Lasker. Put your rook behind the pawn, like so. Yeah, Nightbot, indeed. And okay, it's a very funny anecdote actually. Lasker had this rule: put your rook behind the pawn. Then once, some kind of tournament player put his rook behind the pawn and lost. And then he wrote a complaining letter to Lasker And then Lasker said, okay, put your rook behind the pawn unless it loses. This is a very interesting lesson, guys, that there are always exceptions in chess. However, in general, the rook is better placed behind the pawn. Instead, I just primitively played a5, and here my opponent has very good winning chances. Wow! Why did I put my rook here? I should just have gone king d1 and it said draw nevertheless. But after rook a5, my opponent has very serious winning chances, because 2 pawns against 1 should be winning in his favor. I should not have gone rook b5 trying to protect my pawn. Should simply have gone king d1, realizing that the pawn on a5 isn't nearly as important as the pawn on g4, because 1 versus 2 pawns is an easy draw, guys. And now if my opponent takes on g4, I will have the move rook a2. And if rook g1, I go king c2, of course. If I go king g2, then there is a nasty, nasty check rook g2. And after the king moves, my opponent will take the rook. So that would be terrible. So instead, king c2. And now after rook g1, I actually calculated this during the game. Rook takes a2 seems to just lose, because then my opponent pushes the g pawn, while we queen at the same time in this position. No, I didn't mean to do this, guys, sorry. And we go back here, yeah. Let me find the moment I was talking about. Yeah, I was talking about this variation with rook takes g4, rook a2, go behind the pawn. Here. And now taking on a2, I calculated this actually loses for black, because after the pawns go in time, I will have a check on g8. I can show it to you. g4, a6, g3, a7, g2, a1 queen, g1 queen, g8 check, and the game is just over, guys. My opponent would be very sad here, but now my opponent has brilliant winning chances. I should have gone king c3. This is a very important move as well, trying to force my opponent's rook from the active square on a4. Because after g4, I'll go king b3. If rook a1, then I'll go king b2. And now I can start pushing my a pawn again, which becomes impossible with my king on e4. Now this position is lost. I really misplayed it, and here I'm just, I think, lost. But f4, g4 is a mistake, I think, like in practical sense at least, because now this gives me potential of blocking the pawns on the f4 or g3 square, which is the only way to draw this position, guys, without this pawn. It's if I'm able to put the king on f4 and a rook on b1. Sorry, a rook on b4, this would be a draw. It's definitely winning nevertheless, but now black has to be a bit more careful. I would not advise black to go g4. And here I think king g3 is a brilliant move by me, showing very good technique and endgame knowledge. And this is something I've learned from Mark Dvoretsky's chess book. The idea of blocking the pawns on the f4 and g3 square. Yes, indeed I'm giving up the pawn on a5. When are the challenges going to start? When I will analyze this game, and maybe another one, we'll have to see. But the thing is, I think this game is so instructive. There are so many lessons in this game. The first one is how you play for compensation, and then against a weak king. The second lesson is a very big endgame lesson, because there are so many motives in this endgame in this game that I think you can learn a lot. And here, yeah, I should have blocked the pawns with rook f4, I guess. Just doing the normal plan, king e2. Yeah, I think this is the blockade I'm looking for, and it's a draw here. Yeah, maybe I gave him... yeah, I misplayed it, because now I don't have the blockade. I wanted to block the pawns with a king on f4, but I guess blocking it with rook is also equally good. There is nothing about this in Mark Dvoretsky's endgame manual, as far as I remember, but I guess it's the way it is. Let's try and win this position for black, just to test it. How can black possibly try and win here? Obviously needs to push the pawns somehow, but how? King e2 seems reasonable. King g2, and what next? Yeah, and games are hard, but what's black's idea here? But isn't it a draw? Looks like a draw to me. Or is this Zugzwang, guys? This might be at Zugzwang here. Yeah, Pion 2106, thank you. But you know, endgames are so complicated, it's funny. So is this holding or is this not holding? That's the question. Now black can go back to d4 and e5. Okay, here I need to try king f4, I guess. But yeah, then there is an idea of rook b3. Let's say check, rook d3, I guess. k1. How is black going to win this game? Rook f3, forcing the king to go here and then pushing g3, yeah? Yeah, that's the way to win it. Wow, endgames are complicated. What more can I say? Hello, Morphous Redhead Sheepdog. Yeah, I'm sorry you can't log into lichess. That's very unfortunate. But wow, guys, this is such an instructive endgame. It's just yeah. I mean, I think you can learn a lot of endgame tricks. Not tricks. Endgame ideas here. So rook f4 doesn't work. That's maybe why. But it's a bit interesting how it doesn't work. We try and get black into Zugzwang. Then the question is, can I play a win with rook b5 here? Yeah, you can, I guess. I guess just any move, just moving the rook wins, yeah? Okay, rook a4 and then rook b3. It should be winning. For rook f4, there should now be king d2, king g2, rook f3. And now white's blockade has been broken apart. And then the pawns are able to be pushed. Okay, I misplayed it anyways, but here I thought if my opponent gets his king onto g5, the game is over, so I need to stop it, of course. Rook, yeah, I thought let's give a check, see what he does, and I went back. I wasn't sure how he would convert this. Yeah, king g5 allowed me to go for the active king g5, and I start to have very good chances of holding it. Let's see, rook e1 is supposedly a winning move. Let's say, wait, I think I see a winning idea. After rook a6, you can simply go up. And if here, king f4 simply wins, I think. With the idea of rook c4, rook e4. Okay. Okay, rook e1. The idea is, I guess, to go rook h1 check. And then go king g5. And black will be able to push the pawns once more. So let's see this in action, guys. Rook a3, rook h1, king g3, king g5. Sorry, then there's rook h3, so rook a5 is trying to stop black from pushing the f-pawn. Then black is able to push white's king further back. Okay, let's say rook c5 in this position. And then yeah, your black is able to push the g-pawn. The idea is to go king g4 and f4. Yeah, rook c4, then just f4. Doesn't this just win? Yeah, I think it just wins. And black is able to continue pushing the pawns, guys. So rook e1 was the winning move, and now I have so much counterplay. Well, rook c1 would have been a draw. Why is this a draw? Maybe rook e3 is something. Yeah, rook e3 is now impossible. Let's say rook e5 though. Then you force black's king here, and I think you've achieved the blockade. Yeah, I think this is the dream blockade, guys, with the king on f4 that Mark Dvoretsky is talking about in his book, and this is what white is trying to achieve. So I guess, sorry, rook c1 would have been a better move here. Yeah, I think rook c1 is the correct way to go. King takes f5 is a threat. Okay, I tried this. But apparently it loses. Why does it lose? Oh, there is rook e4! There is rook e4, guys! There is rook e4 in this position. I think my opponent and I, we both missed this resource. Wow, rook e4! That is so impressive. The idea is, of course, that after the rook is exchanged, let's say king h3, rook takes g4, king takes g4, there is no one who's going to stop the black pawn from queening. Wow, guys, can you believe it? My opponent had g2, rook g4, rook e4 ideas. Oh no, guys. I think I completely missed it, and I'm sure my opponent missed it as well. Oh wow, he was so close to victory. Here rook c1 should have been played, yet to not allow the move rook e3 with the idea of king e4. Oh my guys, I would have achieved the dream blockade. The idea is of course if black tries to stop it with king e4, I'm happy to give a check on e1. Wow guys, unbelievable. My opponent could have won by pushing g2 and going rook e4, but so instructive as well.